Aloha, welcome to the Sports Medicine Clinic. My name is Dr. Joshua Peiper, and today I'm going to demonstrate a supine hip extension with the knee extended. This corrective exercise is designed to activate the hamstring and glute max in sequence like it's supposed to when you're walking and running. For this exercise, you are going to need a platform to place your lower leg on to perform the hip extension. For the first progression of this exercise, we are going to start by placing both of the lower legs on the platform so that our heels do not make contact with the platform. Next, we are going to place both of the arms out by the sides at a 45-degree angle to stabilize the body as the hips are elevated. Next, we're going to elevate the hips off of the floor until we have a generally straight line from the ankles to the shoulders. Once we have a generally straight line, we are going to contract both glute max at the same time, creating a posterior pelvic tilt that we're going to hold for 2 to 4 seconds before placing our hips back on the floor in the start position. Again, we're going to elevate the hips off of the floor till we have a generally straight line from shoulders to ankles. Once we have that straight line, we're going to contract both glute max at the same time, creating a posterior pelvic tilt, which we are going to hold for 2 to 4 seconds before returning our hips to the start position on the floor. The second progression of this exercise starts by placing one of the lower legs on the platform so that the heel does not make contact with the platform. We're going to place the opposite arm out to the side at a 45-degree angle. In this example, we're going to elevate the hips with the right leg and stabilize the body with the left arm. We're going to elevate the hips until we have a generally straight line from ankle to shoulder while simultaneously flexing the opposite hip. We're going to hold this position for 2 to 4 seconds before returning to the start position. In this example, we're going to elevate or extend the right hip while flexing the left hip as we would like we were walking. Again, we're going to elevate the hips until we have a generally straight line while simultaneously flexing the opposite hip, holding this position for 2 to 4 seconds before returning to the start position. From the opposite angle, we're going to place one of the lower legs on the platform so that the heel does not make contact while using the opposite arm to stabilize the body. In this example, we're going to lift the hips with the left leg and stabilize the body with the right arm. Elevate the hips off the floor till you have a generally straight line while flexing the opposite hip. In this example, we are elevating the hips with the left leg while flexing the right hip like we would if we were walking. We're going to hold the elevated position for 2 to 4 seconds before returning our body to the start position with the hips on the floor.